A very good morning, guys. Today is the expiry day, and yesterday I told you not to trust the headline. Yesterday, the market didn't either. It sold the exact banks it bought on Friday. So, let's look at what happened yesterday. Nifty closed at 24,238, down 95 points or 0.39%. Sensex 440 points down, and Bank Nifty at 57,945. So today we are opening at gap down, and 24,190 was the uh, open. Yesterday's low was 24,135. Yesterday's high was 24,266. Recovered towards the close, and advanced decline ratio was 36 to 14. Axis Bank was down 5.5%. HDFC Bank was down 5%. Kotak minus 2%. As ICICI was the only candidate positive 1.2%. SBI was positive 1.5%, and Gift Nifty is currently trading at 24,146, down minus 137 points or 0.57% down. So gap down to open of almost 100 points on the expiry day. So this is the Tanmay Edge. You are listening to episode 85. I am Tanmay Gurtavati. Let's go. So Monday, the market did exactly what I said, and Friday ran them by the engine, not the headlines, and sold the ones that flattered by provisioning. Friday bought the headline profits. Axis positive 22.5% numbers, Kotak positive 26%. Monday sold them off. Axis was down 5.5%, Kotak was down 2%, HDFC down minus 5%, and today the ADR is showing another gap down on the banks. So Axis core lending was 1.3%, only mostly positive jump, lower provisions of minus 43%, and Kotak provisions minus 45%. Earner reported ICICI Bank with NIS jumping towards 12.7%. PSU Bank Index also rallied 2.75%. So a beat can still be flat. The good news was before it arrived, a low quality beat gets sold by the desk into the cheering. So everyone knows now buy the rumor, sell the news. Almost nobody knows the second half of why it works. The crowd bought the print, the desk sold the quality. The gap between them is where the money is made or becomes the exit liquidity. So let's look at the breadth, the markets, and what happened. So 36 stocks were up, 14 were down, and the index still closed in red. Two giants carried enough weight to drag 40 green stocks down. My 50 stock equal weight book was up by 0.74% on a red day. Friday, the few dragged many up. Monday, the many carries carried themselves. So the book is live on rupicase.com. So let's look at some positioning and data, what has happened on yesterday and what we are looking at today's open. So Monday cash FIS sold 1,121 crores in the cash market, while DIs bought in 1,312 crores. Cumulative FIs have been selling 11,652 crore for the month of July, whereas DIs have bought almost 43,000 crores. So let's look at the derivative positioning as well. So pros or the proprietary traders on the index futures are net long 11,633. Calls they are net long 2,46,822, and puts they are net long by 1,72,000. So a long calls, long puts plus long futures. So it's a two-sided position paying for a market move and not a directional bet. Whereas FIs still are net shorts, so FIs are minus 2,19,823. They added roughly 3,000 shorts on yesterday, covering some streak that they have been buying futures. So calls they are still net short around 1,50,000. Puts they are net long 4,10,533. Defensive but a bearish book. But stock futures still net long 5,53,000. So it's Futures, they are still short 1,49,000. They have bought 4,10,000 puts. That's again bearish. And calls, they have sold 1,50,000. So again a bearish bet. But if you look at the stock futures position, they have actually 5,53,000 long stock futures. So that makes a bet which is sideways. They are buying it long in the stocks and shorting the index. Client futures, if you look at, they are extremely bullish. Futures, they have 1,49,000 long calls. Long calls, they have 1 lakh short, and puts, they have 6,17,895. So they have sold calls and they have sold puts, and they are betting that the markets doesn't move that much. So that is the positioning. So let's look at some global commodities as well. So gift nifty is currently down and trading around 24,146, minus 135 points, gap down of 90 points from Monday's close. US cash close at S&P closed at 7,443, negative 0.19%. Nasdaq was flat. Dow futures is positive and did not hold into the close. Asia today morning, Kospi has bounced back 2% from Monday's negative 4.6%. Nikkei is positive 1.76%. Taiwan is positive 2.89%. Hang Seng is negative 0.19%. Shanghai is down by 0.67%. Europe was flat on Monday. Brent is trading at still 88.64, below that $90 mark, but is down 0.65% from yesterday. Gold is strong and trading at $4026, WTI at 82, USD INR at 96.45, below that 96.50 mark, and dollar index is above that 100 and trading at 100.95. India 10-year yield is 6.79, and crypto Bitcoin is trading at 64,154. So the plan for today's expiry and the option chain is what we are going to look at. Max Pain still stands at 24,200. Biggest support is present at 1 crore 34 lakhs 11,060 at 24,200 and 24,100. 24,200 carries 1.12 crore of puts sold. 24,000 carries 1.29 crore. Fresh puts have been added at 23,800 and also at 24,050 levels. So that is the support. So support, you are looking at 24,100 levels. Resistance has been shifted down and 24,300 calls dropped. So 24,400 also dropped. 24,500 is having 1 crore 15 lakhs. That is the highest that is present. 24,300 has 26 lakhs and 24,400 has 17 lakhs. So the support has been shifted down, the resistance has been shifted down, and we are seeing a range of 24,000 to 24,350 on the upside. PCR of OI is still trading at 1.378. So put writers still dominating, and PCR is showing a positive bias. Spot at 220, 24,238, between that 24,200 magnet and 24,300 resistance that is present. So if we look at the July straddle, today's straddle, it's trading at 150 points. So IV is at 11.59. It crushed yesterday. In India, VIX fell to 12.98, and the forward wall is trading at 12.53. So sell is the signal on volatility. One standard deviation is roughly 187 points. That takes us to 24,000 to 24,350 on the upside. So that is your option chain. But let's look at what the pin analysis is showing. So the max pain still stands at 24,200. Biggest put support is at 24,000 strike, 24,200 strike at 1.34 crore, where most of the contracts should expire worthless, and that is the max pain. Positive gamma pinning zone is 24,100, your support, and 24,300, your call resistance. So positive gamma pinning zone stands at 24,100. So look for that 24,100 iron fly today. 24,238 sits inside that zone of 24,100 to 24,300. Dealers are long gamma here, so they will fade the pushes by the dips. Mean reversion should happen, and we should close between 24,100 to 200. Gamma flip is above that 24,300 level. Clean breakup plus holding should shed positive gamma, and drift should happen towards that 24,500 zone. Gamma flip on the downside level is 24,100, and the market should amplify and we should hit that 24,000 mark. So keep a stop loss on 24,100 if you're going long. So buy the dips continues, and that is what we are doing for today as well. So down down branch has fired below 24,300, sliced through 24,200 to a low of 24,135. Reclaim that closed at 24,238. That was yesterday. Missed the 24,200 magnet and not the hard floor. So that is what we are going to see today. And 24,100 to 200 is what the expiry should happen. The buy on dips POV still runs, guys. So look for buying opportunities. Look for levels. Today's levels are 24,100. 24,000 should hit if 24,100 is broken, and that is where the maximum put should get unwounded. So this was the Tanmay Edge, guys. You listened to episode 85. If you like the episode, give it a rating, share it with your trader friends, and listen it live first on rupicase.com. Also, subscribe on Amazon and Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts so that you don't miss any single episode. See you all once again on Wednesday. Have a very happy expiry and trade safe. Look at 24,200 iron fly. That is the trade for today.